And welcome back to another episode of 501 Tacos Anime Unks Edition. I'm your host, Taco Ortiz, History Spiciest podcaster, the best voice in podcasting, and the devil's advocate. Haha. Got a new one to drop on you. DB's looking like where'd that come from? We'll get into that in a moment. I did mention DB. That's the co-host over there. DB, the Dark Braden Big Bro. Um, and DB and I were chatting before we started recording. And DB, what do you got for the folks? Because we have a shitload of stuff to talk about in one episode. Most of it
Oh,
is
it's
sports. But
a, a lot of it is sports, and even starting off wearing my jersey, drinking my Japanese beer in the U.S. as I get to watch Germany play, Japan play, and the U.S. play. So it's a trifecta. All three play back to back to back. It's not like they were playing each other too. So after this, I got the Japan game upstairs. The boys are down here hanging out with me as the house gets nice and cool from a nice warm day.
yeah,
And yeah, it was a Thursday. It was a Thursday for sure.
Friday Eve to some people. I also am watching the Japan game right now. Some fun stuff happening there. I'm glad I'm finally getting into football a bit more. Soccer, for those of you who don't know, um, or getting back into it, I should say. I originally started watching soccer around the same time I started watching hockey, which was senior year of high school. So
Okay. So
yeah,
a
18,
while.
yeah,
But
but just never been consistent with it. So now I'm like finally kind of taking advantage of some stuff, and it's just some fun. Like it's a great game to watch,
it's
especially
been
with
so much fun.
especially like with the American sports, the NBA, the NFL kind of being just a lot of the off the field or off the court stuff being a lot of the highlights now, all the drama. I mean, I literally made a list. I have like a list of just the Detroit sports scene by itself. And then the big pieces that have happened over the last few days. Giannis getting traded to the Heat. LaMelo got traded to the T-Wolves today. Terrion Arnold was arrested and could possibly be facing life charges. Uh,
I just heard that story too. We'll talk about
I
that one.
I don't even have the full story yet, but that's just absolutely insane. And that's also on the Detroit list. On the other hand, I have two lists right now. Norway advanced. So DB sent me that. Norway advanced in the FIFA World Cup. House of the Dragon, not a sport, but maybe a sport. That was oh yeah, row the boat.
And it's even better when you come from Western Michigan University and you like row the boat and you just all the videos of like everyone just rowing and they're like, "We got here." And I'm like, "It's so stupid, it's so funny.
You
I
know it.
love it so much."
Yeah.
Oh, just
Yeah, so we got a little roller boat in there. Shout out 2016. Shout out to my old coach. God, why can't I not remember his name? It's just someone.
PJ Fleck.
Huh? PJ Fleck. Yeah, PJ Fleck. Shout out PJ Fleck. So yeah, I mean, so that's just like some of the big pieces besides the NBA draft and XYZ, whatever. For the Detroit scene, I already mentioned Terry and Arnold got arrested, and he could be facing life charges or life sentence with those charges apparently. So that's just insane to me. Um, Beef Stew got traded, and we got the number 17 pick for that, and we end up. Uh, I got to look up his name. I put the wrong name here for the player that we drafted. But apparently he's the guy that we wanted, and now people are complaining. That's just the Detroit sports scene, which is why the Devil's Advocate is a new nickname for me because I'm ever the contrarian to the popular opinion or the going narrative. And I've actually got praise for that online, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later. Uh, Dusty May, Dusty May has is leaving Michigan or has left Michigan for Dallas Mavericks. So he's taking over Jason Kidd's position. And make sure you like, subscribe, share with all of this. Get in on the conversation. Apparently, the Detroit Tigers are in absolute panic mode. Code Red, DEFCON 4 or 5 or whatever. And they're on a meltdown. Dylan Larkin for the Detroit Red Wings is requesting a trade. Tariq Skubal is potentially being traded. Kawhi Leonard apparently does not want to play for the Detroit Pistons, so he will not waive, possibly will not waive his no trade
Good.
clause to leave LA, the Clippers, for God knows whatever reason. I mean, I get it's LA, but it's the Clippers. Who wants to play for the
We don't
Clippers?
want him here. Like, I'm fine.
I mean, if you don't want to be here, I don't want you here. But Kawhi is a great player. He can be that missing piece. But if he doesn't want to play here, fine. Stay with the Clippers. You're not doing anything there. I mean, until you got the RICO charge, then all of a sudden you can show up every game, whatever. And then we're also tormenting. We're targeting Norman Powell. Apparently we're tormenting Kawhi, but whatever. So yeah, that's like that last list I just read was just Detroit in a nutshell, the sports scene. So again,
It's almost
none of
every
this is
sport
on the court.
except for hockey, basically.
Yeah, except for hockey and Terry and Arnold, and well, Tariq Skubal, but Skubal, I might pronounce his name wrong. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
scuba
mean,
is baseball, so it's literally is everything except for hockey.
yeah, no, Dylan Larkin. Dylan Larkin's on the list.
Is that hockey? I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Dylan Larkin's
So
the
it's
rep.
every sport. Yeah.
Yeah, just across the board.
I think
So,
maybe Detroit has a football team, but I don't count them. Is that Detroit FC?
oh, you meant yeah, football. Got me there.
Yeah, it was funny. I have basically all the teams that I'm a fan of and all the teams that I hate, like just listed out. And my partner just wrote Detroit Lions. So I'm like, I mean, if you're part of this life now, then yes, I will. I will root for. This will be a house divided. We'll have all of that stuff. But it was just funny when she's just like,
Wait, she's a fan of the Lions?
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh man.
Then she'll root for state as far as like colleges between the two Michigan and Michigan
Bless
State.
you. Yeah. Okay.
What
Well,
was I
that's
looking up? I'm sorry, I just blanked.
whether
Sorry.
Detroit has a football team. That Japanese beer is kicking his ass right now, folks.
Okay, there is a Detroit FC.
Okay. Yeah, so we pretty much touched every team except for them then.
And they've
So
only been around since 2021, so
okay, so 5 year lifespan.
yeah. I don't like I don't like the colors or that's I whenever I look at the United Soccer League or Major League Soccer and all that, it's always just like, is this even something I'd be interested in following?
Jesus Christ.
And it
I
looks
have
like it's
neighbors
not even
upstairs now.
the Major League Soccer. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is so we have two levels of soccer. USL, yeah, so Detroit City FC isn't even um the top in the Major League Soccer. It's in a minor league soccer. That's kind of funny. I did not know that there was the United States had two league levels of soccer.
I
And
hate
all
the colors.
like brownish.
This burgundy kind of looks like Gryffindor colors.
Eh, that's why I'm fine. Interesting. Okay, so Nashville is the number one team in the MLS, and there's only 15 teams, and they do it. I like this that they do this in the European model of the standings. Um, oh, oh, there's the Eastern and Western. Oh, there's
Oh,
oh,
yellow card.
okay. I did not know all that. Well, that's good to know. But no, there's the closest one MLS team is Chicago.
Yeah,
And I'm good.
yeah. Well, your house divided, so your wife ever, excuse me, your partner starts talking football, just bring up the Detroit FC. Just say like, oh no, you must be talking about Detroit FC or something.
All right. Well, I'll root for the Tigers and I root for the Pistons. So
Yeah,
that's why like I have Detroit teams that I root for, but that's also because I growing up I didn't have a professional basketball team that I followed,
right.
or to be honest, a professional baseball team. I really didn't care.
Yeah,
So that's why coming to Michigan, I have fond memories of the Tigers when I was in college, just because like everyone on my college floor watched them. So like that first year, freshman year, it was so magical. So I have a fond memories of the Detroit Tigers.
yeah,
Um, and then the Pistons is really the last 2, 3 years with Cade and watching him grow, watching them as the scrafty kids in the playoffs, and then obviously with living in the state. So really just became a Pistons fan that way.
yeah.
Um, so that's why it was very interesting. One, I did not realize that Stu was 25 years old. I thought that was like a 33-year-old man right there. Um,
Thought he was an unk.
I thought he was a hunk. I owe him an apology, but I guess
Yo,
so. We got
was
3 second round picks, which doesn't really make any sense to me. So I'm just like, we got 3 picks for Stu. Um, but we only got one draft pick who is a point guard. And to your point earlier, a lot of people were complaining that, oh, we got a point guard like Cade. Cade needs to work without the rock, and he comes off of screens and stuff like that and get that assistance. Um, Apparently he's really good at cutting down on turnovers, which for those who remember my rants month yeah, feel it was months ago. My rants months ago, the turnovers were what kept Orlando in it. It
yeah,
was what made Cleveland such a dagger.
yeah,
So it's one where Reed can sure definitely prove that he stepped into Stewart's shoes. So we don't, and he's taller, so you have a much more defined rim protector. Um, Duren, I give him 2 more years because he's 22.
22. Yeah,
He's just like I give him 2, 3 more years before I truly am like he is a bust. I give up, ship him out. Let's get off his contract. So which means he's gonna get paid. He should not be top tier, but unfortunately he did earn like all-star reserve status,
yeah. Let
which
me
is just
push you.
hilarious when you think about like him in the playoffs. Like,
Yeah, I want to push in there because I mentioned the whole devil's advocate epithet I'm adding to my really long list of intro names. But before that, Ibuka Okori was the player we drafted at number 17 from Memphis. So he was traded to Detroit from a trade in the draft. But
from
the
Memphis, I thought it was the Stanford kid.
well, no, the Memphis Grizzlies is the trade we got for him.
Oh, thank
I
you.
should clarify. He's from Stanford though. But yeah, to your point, I made a comment that people shouldn't write off, especially people in the Detroit fan base, should write off Duren too early because he's only 22. Um, he has, he sustained. That's why K was injured a few times during a few stretches during the season. And I mean, I made the comparison, not calling Duren LeBron James, but LeBron James disappeared in 2011 finals and won 4 championships after. Like LeBron's all-time great that disappeared in the NBA final and then got his mojo back and you know so not calling Duren a LeBron James by any means. Then there was even some guy that said, um, if we trade away Duren, we should get Luka in return. I'm just like, what? Do you know how many Durans it takes to
What?
get one Luca? Like, what? So, I mean, obviously they aren't really
Not even
balling over.
comparable.
Huh?
Not even. That's like it would be like Luca in multiple first round picks,
I
at
mean,
least two.
well, to one Duran is not going to get you a Luca back. And I don't think five Durans is going to get you a Luca back. Um, but he's like, oh, we need a top 10. It was a really bad take, and I don't know if he was actually joking or serious, but I just commented like, hey, don't write off Duran yet. And some people were saying, oh, he doesn't deserve the max. I'm like, you read my comment. I never said to give him the max. Like he's going to get paid, but don't give him the max. He disappeared. I mean, he's going to get paid for the All Star Reserve credential or achievement, but he disappeared in the playoffs. So you have the right to you know base your contract negotiations off of that disappearance. He's going to get close. He's going to get a hefty payday, but it's not going. It shouldn't be the max. So I actually had a few people say like this is a very wise take from a Pistons fan. One guy said he's been a Pistons fan for about 30 years. I myself has been a Pistons fan for roughly the same time. Um, Kind of show my age there. Um, so yeah, kind of got the devil's advocate because people want to like argue. I'm like, reading comprehension is fundamental. Read what the comment actually says. I never said pay him the max. I just said don't write him off yet. He's 22. Like, let him develop. I'd say give him another season or two. I say two max. Three is kind of like if he doesn't have it by around 24, 25, whatever. Like it's just not in him to show up in the playoffs, and that's really just next season. If he doesn't show up in the playoffs,
Hmm.
at least scoring decent numbers, then there's something there that's just not going to be there. But yeah, that was a comment I made. I've been a little bit more of a social media presence lately, or just a social presence. But yeah, I don't think Duran is getting the max where he's going to get paid. But the Beast do trade frees up some cap space, so now we have some wiggle room for free agency and or making a big splash in the trade market. So um, speaking of free agency, do you mind if I point out one, well, not free agency actually, but trades? LaMelo and Giannis trades. What do
I
you?
haven't seen the Lamelo one, so if you want to start with that and educate me
I mean,
on.
I just got the text some point. I'm sorry. I have new neighbors upstairs with a child, and they remind me why I don't want biological children of my own because why are they so loud? Um, yeah. So I got this text close to like 10:45 a.m. and LaMelo was traded to the T Wolves, who apparently gave us some more picks. Um, and they're just like fuck those picks at this point. So let me actually, I'm gonna Google because the notification just says the middle to T Wolves with the red alarm or whatever. Um, I kind of knew he was on the way out. So they traded Charlotte Hornets traded LaMelo Ball and Josh Green to the Minnesota Timberwolves in exchange for Naz Reid and substantial package of draft picks. Well, what are the substantial package of draft picks? That's what I'm actually looking for. Um, and a series of draft picks toward, let's see. And in addition to Reed, the Hornets will receive a 2033 unprotected first round and 3 second round picks. Geez, he only gets 3 second rounds. One first round, and that's in 2033, 7 years from now. They
Giannis
get the.
does?
I'm sorry.
Giannis got this?
No, this is LaMelo.
That makes
So the Hornets traded Josh Green and LaMelo Ball to Minnesota to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Naz Reid and a series of draft picks. In addition to Reid, the Hornets, and this is from ESPN, per ESPN, folks. In addition to Reid, the Hornets will receive a 2033 unprotected first round draft pick and 3 second round picks, 2029, 2032, and 2033. Charlotte also gets first round pick swaps in 2028, 2029, and 2030.
Interesting.
Minnesota does not give a fuck about an NBA draft. Oh, is that the big boy Cloud?
That's
Oh no,
Little
it's
Cloud.
Haggard. Is
No,
that
that's Little
Cloud or Haggard?
Cloud.
It is Cloud. Okay, I got it right the first time.
Hey, buddy. Oh yeah. So
He's
he's been hanging out just right
nice,
behind me this entire time. So
nice. He probably heard how Minnesota just doesn't care about trades, and he's just like, "What the is going on?"
oh yeah. He's all confused, like, where is this going? Why are they making these crazy decisions?
I
In the
mean,
red buddy.
apparently, like there was no strife between the Hornets and LaMelo, so he's probably surprised he got traded. But I mean, you get to play alongside, and I have to see how they mesh. But he gets to play alongside Ant Man. So
I'm very interested in it if that's the key. Is if someone a ball handler that can take that a ball handler scorer that can take the pressure off of Ants
yeah,
because you they have a lot of people who could be that defensive enforcer, which was really all Randall was, the defensive enforcer that could score. He's basically like a better. Oh, I'm sorry for even invoking him. He's from Saginaw, but he plays for the Golden State. Um,
Draymond.
yeah, like
Yeah,
he's a better Draymond.
yeah, better offensive package for sure. Oh, geez, what a collision! Oh,
Still 0-0.
yeah, 0-0. Heading into it's 43 minutes and 21 seconds. Doesn't look like any plus ones or any extra minutes have been added that I can see at least. Yeah, I mean,
Look
I
at
have to
you
see how.
knowing when the extra time is coming. Look at you.
I pay a little
I'm over here
attention.
is like, wait a second, is he's talking ball right now. He's like
I,
just
I pay a
extra
little
minutes
attention.
haven't been added yet. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah, yeah. But you got me all kind of just emotional. Like, did I just get a compliment?
Like what? Oh, look. Oh, he's learning.
Yeah. Um, yeah, Randall is a better um is a better Draymond with the actual offensive bag. And I just don't know how LaMelo meshes with Ant Man, but I mean, I suppose it makes him a double, uh, like double trouble kind of in the backcourt because now you have to kind of pick your poison between the ball handler like LaMelo or a ball handler and an automatic scorer like Ant Man. Um, so I mean, there's that. Um, I just
It
I don't know where Charlotte goes from here.
as far as the East, I'm not really sure as well because I'm not really sure where Detroit, New York's roster goes because I'm not really sure who's leaving, who's not. Generally, once you win, sometimes you get picked apart, sometimes you stay together. So and sometimes people retire. So I'm not really sure if like this Cat's 32 now. Like, why not? He finally got his ring. Maybe this is time for Cat to hang up. Like it's going to be very interesting. Josh Hart is a little bit older as well, so it's one where they do have players where it's like I know Jalen Brunson is going to be turning 28, which is like quote unquote still in
Prime
that
year.
peak air time frame, but
Yeah.
Cat's getting older. He's got to worry about his health. Um, like I think he dedicated this one to his mom because he lost her during COVID,
Yeah,
and
that
now
tore
he's
him up.
like what
Understandable.
mate let's just enjoy life because now like you have your ring. So rings change the dynamic for a lot of people.
Yeah.
um because now that they're all millionaires, it's just like it's just money, so it's like okay. um so I'm very interested. I'm very interested in what happens to New York. Detroit is really outside of Stu leaving, but Reed is going to step into that role. uh really interested how this new point. They're probably going to trade to the point guards, um, just because there's no way you're going to have the rookie. What's the guy with the long braids? Like Stewart, not
Dennis
Stewart,
Jenkins or
Dennis
Dennis.
Jenkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jenkins. Like Jenkins is probably going to get traded. Like I don't see him playing over the rookie, and the rookie's basically coming in to take Jenkins' spot.
Yeah.
Um,
And I
so
know
I'm
people have
very
complaints about Corey being undersized and underdeveloped. I'm like, he's a rookie, bro. Like, he'll put on the weight. Um,
yeah. You also have Boston. I hear that Jalen Brown's getting shopped around. So and
but not for Giannis.
and then or do we want to talk about that trade now or no?
We got to, man.
Giannis
Boston
and
got
Bam
snubbed.
out of the blah 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 blah. Can you imagine that? Like the 4 and the 5 is insane
Yeah.
between the two of them. Grant,
Yeah.
thankfully, Tyler Hero is part of that trade, and he's
Yeah.
still not there. He's not there anymore because that would have been disgusting. But Miami, Giannis is a very interesting cat to me. For one, I'm shocked he's allowed to do the whole what is it, crypto Kalshi stuff. I'm shocked, like he's allowed to do that.
What's he
Um,
doing?
he is like the face of like Kalshi for athletes. So he is in like Kalshi commercials, and I'm like, you,
Okay. I
it's a
don't think I ever
betting
knows.
site, and you're an athlete.
Yeah, I don't think I ever knows that.
Yeah, he's in a lot of commercials, so I'm very much just like, let's see where this goes. But he's already got his ring. So if you're gonna keep playing, why not just go down to Miami and just if you guys get on a run, great. But if not, just live in Miami. I'm sorry, Milwaukee. No, like just no.
Yeah.
Especially during the season.
I don't want to interrupt and I don't want to do this because I mean the Giannis trade is huge. And you're right. I, I don't really give a fuck about Bam. He averages 18 points like religiously until he decides to score 83. Whatever. Um, but I mean, just he's been consistent his entire career for at least those 18 points and 9 rebounds.
Mm.
Um, it's like he's just scripted for that stat line. But put him alongside Giannis, and I mean, that's a pretty formidable front court. What I'm trying to interject in here is the fact that you mentioned the sports betting site, and I got a notification about the Texas Tech uh, uh, quarterback, your guy. I got a notification about him like yesterday or earlier today or something. My inbox has been flooded with sports, and they're saying like, "Hey, just look into the 2027 supplemental draft or 2027 draft or whatever." And I'm just like, "So what happens with his 2026 season?" So, I mean,
Oh,
again,
he
folks,
can't come back. Like that. That's already like been established. But yeah. Roger Goodell went fucking gangster. Like that was wild. I listened to multiple people read that letter multiple times, and every single time, I'm just like, that was brutal. Um, and it was basically just like, hey, the only reason you're applying is because you got caught gambling, and you're avoiding consequences. You didn't even mention that why you were kicked out. We're going to take an assumption and assume that you're applying because you had tried to sue. I at Texas Tech fan. The Everything changed when Cody Campbell, that $1 billion booster, idiot, mind you, crazy dude, brought in the Attorney General Ken Paxton to that entire mess and threatened to sue the Big 12. That made it so unbelievably ugly. Because, and here's the thing, because Texas Tech always said they wanted to keep him as a member of the organization. They never said they wanted to play him. So that's always been the whole caveat of like, we're just taking care of our own. We're wanting to make sure he's a part of the organization so we can make sure he gets his help, um, and all of that. So it's one where him getting denied the supplemental draft is hilarious.
Yeah.
The letter sent to him from Goodell and subsequently Goodell sent to the other teams even more hilarious because of just how absolutely brutal it was. Um and now as a Tech fan, I'm just happier because we had a really good recruiting weekend the last 2 years, and I've heard people being like, "Oh, Tech's reputation." All right, cool. Um, our recruiting has been phenomenal for high school students because not because we supported a gambler, but because they were like, "Hey, he screwed up. He's a member of our organization. We're going to do right by him." So that has a good look for not only the kids, but their parents especially in this age. So I personally think that the PR wise, we did pretty well. Could it have been better? Yeah. They made a video that was like 30 minutes and was just a horrible mistake. But as far as Tech goes, I think that we've got like three or four. We got no three games where I'm like, ugh. But other than that, I think that we can make a run to the Big 12 championship and then make it back to the playoffs. And we're really just going to be a run and ground and pound team. That's really just going to be our identity. And I kind of knew that, especially 2 months ago when it came out that he went to rehab, and I'm like, why is he going to rehab? And then everything else came out, which
Yeah.
is now why like Cincinnati. I'm over here like Cincinnati should have been punished because they knew in August that he was attached to gambling and
Yeah.
played him that entire last season, and then only put up a fat fuss because he transferred because he was supposed to stay and transferred out and owed them money,
Yeah.
which is probably why they reported that he was gambling. So it's like, and now also the fact that hilariously Texas doesn't allow gambling, and then Indiana and Ohio where he was gambling underage. So he's going to catch a case.
Yeah.
So I personally think that we handled it the best that we could. I think we were out $1 million just off of paying him. Yeah, is there going to be like teams that are like, oh, we don't want to play them? Fine. Like you have no reason legally to not play us. So we can sue because we didn't play the guy. We just supported him.
Yeah.
And like I would love to see them be like, they supported a player. So
It that is one of the most underspoken, ugly situations of this entire offseason. Because I mean, I hear it because one notifications, but it's as big as it is to me is because you're a fan of Texas Tech. Um, but just hearing how it's traversed state lines from Cincinnati to Texas and even Indiana, um, is wild to me.
oh yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, and then it has even gotten to the NFL level with Roger Goodell basically saying like, "Yeah, dude, you're cooked. Like, sorry, I got nothing for you."
Yeah,
Um,
so he's
Roger Goodell
basically
was right for once.
it doesn't make sense for him to go play in the Canadian leagues or any other league, so he's basically just gotta keep working out and stay in shape for the next year. Which sucks, but this is basically his suspension. He never should have gambled. I am more upset because again we paid $1 million that could have gone to another recruit.
Yeah,
Um, it's hilarious because it was between us and LSU. And I know damn well LSU would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I know no one. You cannot convince me that LSU would not have done the exact same thing that Texas Tech did. Hell, LSU probably would have gone out and said that we would play him. We never outright said that we would play him.
Yeah.
LSU probably would have said we're going to play him.
Yeah.
So there's also like that is just dancing in the back of my head. But there's a lot of other things on that list. Because now that we're thinking about this, I'm thinking about the college Michigan. What is his name? May?
Dusty May.
Dusty May. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about him going pro
Yeah.
because I mean, and again, you got your ring.
Yeah.
You had three of your players drafted in the first round, like almost back to back to back, actually.
Yeah. And he was only coach at Michigan. Excuse me. What a couple seasons, really, wasn't he? 2 or 3 seasons.
Not really sure. Like I don't follow Michigan that closely, so I couldn't tell like how long they've had him and when.
Yeah, I'm like 99% sure. Well, I know when we lost Harbaugh, we only had Sharon Moore for a sneeze before his scandal caught up to him, but Dusty May took over for John Beeline.
Yeah, because Beeline went to the Cavs, right?
Yeah, then he got ousted for calling them thugs or slugs or something, and yeah, that was weird. But he also just wasn't connecting with the players, probably because he thought they were thugs.
I mean,
Yeah, it
when you
lasted
think less
exactly
of
two
someone, you
years.
can't really connect to them.
Huh?
When you think less of someone, you can't really connect to them.
Yeah, I know some people who could probably take that advice. Um, Dusty May was the coach of the University of Michigan for exactly 2 seasons before he got caught up to the
Where did he go
NBA.
from before Michigan?
Let me see. Oh, he actually had to get bought out of his contract.
Oh yeah, it's only been 2 years.
Yeah, hang on. Let me see. Dusty May. Where were you before? Head coach for the Florida Atlantic University.
Interesting. That was probably when they were like knocking people off that like a few years ago.
Yeah. Now he's in the yeah, same cousin, same birthday as my cousin. Now let me see, he's from Indiana, Greene County. Coaching, he coached at Eastern Michigan in 0506 as an assistant. Then Murray State, AUB, or UAB,
Oh, Murray State,
Louisiana
huh?
Tech. So he's been an assistant from '05 until 2018, and then he finally got the coaching gig with Florida Atlantic, and then Michigan 2 years, and then boom, up to the pros.
Hmm. Interesting. Well, good for him. I mean, he's had a very good trajectory, especially when if I'm thinking about the Florida Atlantic teams that made runs in the tournament. So a lot of shot props there.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you kind of just I mean, he's worked hard for 20 years, pretty much, to get where he is now. So it just goes to show it can happen to anybody as long as you put in the work
Oh yeah.
and dedication and belief.
I mean, look at Mike Brown.
Yeah, and I'm going to be one of the first people to say I wrote off Mike Brown a few seasons ago just because it seemed like he just wasn't clicking or it wasn't working out for him. But he just stayed consistent, knew himself, knew who he was. So I apologize to Mike Brown for kind of writing him off too early. Um, he's a great coach. Finally got his championship. Got some other guys that he coached a championship or coached them to a championship. So hey, can't be mad at him.
It's one where you can't hate them for what they've done.
No.
You can be jealous.
Oh, I'm not jealous.
You can be jealous.
I'm not jealous. I'm actually not. I don't envy anyone, but I do say humbly that I was wrong about Mike Brown. I thought he was a somebody that got overrated kind of early, but he just proved me wrong.
I, he needed a lot of different teams to be able to figure things out.
Yeah.
Like let's keep call a spade a spade. When he had the Lakers, he had no idea what was going on.
Well, I mean, he was the guy, and I will never forget this. Kobe gave him the death glare, and he was cooked from that point on because he was out of there like that same night. Um, and rest in peace to Mamba. He's my all-time favorite player. Um, but he had a LeBron team, and I'm gonna just call a spade, as you just said. LeBron is a prima donna that demands that everything is perfect for him to thrive. Um, but I will never forget when he was with that was it 2012, I think 2012 Lakers team, and Kobe gave him that death glare. That was legendary because Kobe just looked at him like, "You are not Phil Jackson. You're no Phil Jackson," and it became a meme. But Mike Brown, I swear to God, if I look it up, he was probably out of there that same game. Like after that game, he was cut or fired by the Lakers, I believe. Um, and it was like that death glare was that epic. But I mean, he just stayed humble, stayed consistent, knew himself, did put in the work, and eventually he's gotten a team to a NBA championship after taking over for Tibbs, who Tibbs might be one of the more overrated coaches. But let me not speak too soon. But I don't think Tibbs just doesn't seem like the type of guy that adjusts. He ran Derrick Rose into the ground, so to speak. And he just seems
So
like he just seems like the type of guy that just like tries to bulldoze through things, whereas Mike Brown is a lot more poised, disciplined, pragmatic, um, and just knows like if you stay the course in the right situation, things will work out. Versus if you just try to tuck your head down and steamroll right through it, well, that's a charge, and also it's not gonna fix every problem. So yeah, Mike Brown is a stellar coach in my book, and I give him more props now than I did before. Um, but yeah, between Mike Brown, Dusty May, guys are getting there. So I'm interested to see what Dusty May does, especially with Cooper Flag being so young, and just coming out of the draft last year. So that'll be
like
fun.
Cooper Flag has a lot of growing to do, but I
Yeah,
think Dusty May is going to be one who is going to be able to navigate a lot of that youth. Um, I mean, that's kind of the aspect when you think about a college coach jumping into the NBA is being able to navigate the youth of it and being able to make them grow up a little bit more. So I'm interested in how it goes. I don't think they're going to have expectations for the next few years anyway, so it's not like he's going to be like on a hot seat to really have them perform at a super high level. It's
yeah.
not like he's coming into what would be a team where
Boston Celtics,
Boston Celtics. Well, no, I wouldn't say like you have to win this year.
Lakers. Then is win or bust for
Lakers
Lakers.
are like have to win. Is there a team? actually, that kind of like how like with the Rams in the football in the NFL, where it's just like we have to win. Like this is all in. Like Miami, I wouldn't go that far.
That's why I started to say them. I didn't. I don't. I think they're probably a piece or two away, and people are saying Trey Young uh, is going to head to Miami next, and that's going to be their three piece. Um,
That wouldn't be horrible either. Oh, there's not.
I mean, New York has to probably has expectations to repeat. Um,
I don't think. Well, I don't think the Spurs have that expectation because they're so young. And that's what I mean. Like, there's not like we have to win this year.
the
Like
Pistons
when LeBron
probably,
went to like when LeBron went to Miami, it was basically like a we have to win this year, like or these next few years, that type of thing.
I mean, that's the expectation for the Pistons. If I'm going to add another name, Boston and the Lakers are always kind of expected, especially with who they have on their rosters. Boston got snubbed, and I'm wondering how that's going to play out, knowing that Jalen Brown was on the trade block and not Tatum. Um, so that's going to be interesting. But the Pistons probably have that expectation just because you made it to the number one seed, got to the second round this year. Going to have higher expectations. Um, Let me see.
The Pistons might actually be the closest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I would say the Pistons are actually like that. You made it to the you got bounced from the first round last year. This round, you were the first seed and showed your youth. Next year is really that time. Yeah, I think it's
And that's why I said for Duren, it's probably going to be, next season that he's really, they really have to make a business decision, so to speak, on whether
interesting.
to move him or not. Um, he's going to get a hefty payday. Apparently, it's not going to affect, between him and Asar Thompson, it's not going to affect our flexibility in free agency or trades. Um, I mean, I think we have close to 50K in cap spend in open cap space.
Like once Asar like averages 12 points a game, he is going to be worth so much money. So I think they need to like lock in that contract right now.
I mean, he's ironically enough, we mentioned Kawhi. He's like a young Paul George Kawhi type if he gets an offensive bag. I mean, he's like a young Paul George before that nasty leg injury. Um,
I wouldn't. Yeah, Paul George was a defender, a dog, a defender 12, 13 years ago at
yeah,
Indiana. So yeah, I'll agree with that.
yeah. I think if he just develops an offensive bag, he is an absolute menace, and you don't need to look for somebody outside if you just develop his inside or his offensive game. Um, but yeah, I mean, they're that signing them or extending their contracts is not likely to affect our cap spending. So um,
Hmm.
Duran is gonna get a hefty payday. People just you got to learn to live with it. You got to pay people to make them stay, and you can't cry when they leave. Especially that's another part of my comment. Like people, Detroit fans try to run everybody out of town and get them bitch when they leave. Um, but yeah, pay Duran, and next year is going to be a really career defining year for him. Because I mean, you can't stand on the other side of the court across from your op who allegedly stole your girl, and you don't like cook them every time down the court. I'm sorry, especially if they look like Wendell Carter Jr. I'm sorry, he looks like Humpty Dumpty fell off a brick or fell off a wall.
It's and to learn that after the fact is so not humiliating, demoralizing, but like disheartening because you don't want to be like maybe, but that timing is just like yeah, right before the series, right before everything started. It was that last 2 weeks of the season, and you just saw it, and you're like, why? Oh, he just got dumped. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, bro,
I
literally, that's
I am of the
like,
mindset of like you should not be thinking about relationships until you retire. Like you make too much money to just be out here running the streets. Just like go work out, come home, play video games, do your thing. You want to have an affair, like go chase. But it's like you're trying to have a relationship, and you're especially if you have like kids, and you have to like be up at certain hours, and you have to be peak physically and mentally, and you're just getting woken up in the middle, and nothing's wrong with it. But I'm just like logically retire first. Like your
look,
retiring age is 30 years old anyway. Like
I mean, honestly, he's 22. He puts in 10 to 13 years of work and can retire with the money he's made. I mean, honestly, if we're just going to be completely honest, with the payday he's going to get from the Pistons for the first extension, he's set for life if he manages his money right. Um, Literally, you're good, bro. At that point, you can wait to start a family. Just manage your finances. Um, I'm the idea of having children, the act of it, amazing. The actual having kiddos, like little, no, 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 no. Um, like I'm good with my 11-year-old adopted mini me. He just like me for real. But live a life, bro. Like if you're gonna,
figure out your life. Hell,
yeah. And he's 22 for one. Like I know 22, those breakups really crush you. Um,
because it's like his second one.
yeah, but I mean, like you, once he hits like 24, 25, and he's had two big ones, it's just like, all right, yeah, I know me, I'm locked in. I'm not getting dumped. I'm dumping them because we like
Dude, buy
it's
therapy. I'm
not even.
sorry. Like go to therapy. Like no,
It
you
might even be he's dumping them. It's just he might have to tell them like we don't actually go together. Like sometimes you got to do it that way. Whatever the case is, um, just lock in next time, bro, because you can't let a relationship with someone that's not your person, who you're not going to spend the rest of your life with, affect you. I mean, look at Luca. Luca had there was a meme on the internet of custody battle Luca because he was balling the lights out. I mean, he was so locked in during a divorce that he was putting up Kobe numbers. I mean, he was channeling his. If we're going to talk about that, when Vanessa, and I apologize for saying this, but when Vanessa and Kobe were having issues in 2011, Kobe locked into on the court and went full block Mamba, and he took out all his issues during the game. Like he said it, he was angry and he took it out during the game. Watch, I think it was Kobe Bryant's Muse. It was a great documentary. Yes, I'm a Mamba fan. I follow his career religiously. I have the Mamba mentality in my house, or on my bookshelf. Um,
shouldn't you be celebrating right now?
yeah.
Japan just scored.
Oh, I think my what's name is behind. It still says 0-0, and I muted the game. Oh wait,
What
I think
time is on your game?
54 or 42.
Oh, keep watching. Okay, you have. It apparently happens in 56.
Yeah,
Ooh,
my
I'm in the
bad
future now.
Wi-Fi. I'm like behind by like 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm. I
They're setting.
hopefully one of my teams wins tonight. So if all I have the U.S., Germany, and Japan playing, I need at least one, two to win. Like Germany, unfortunately, Did not. So I need
Oh,
the
let's
Jap.
go. Nice. 55-15.
There you go.
I love when they say go.
Everyone just loses their mind.
But he goes on for like a whole. I'm like, how do you have that much air in your lungs? I'm like, how do you have that much air in your lungs? Go. They don't pay that man enough. That's like the let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready.
That's
That's well
the
said,
football
actually. That's a
version
good
of
point.
let's get ready to rumble.
Um, are
Oh my
there
god.
any other? Were there any other sports touchings? Because I think we covered everything.
And we touched pretty much everything except for Hot D.
What's that?
Pause. Pause.
Hot D.
Hostage Dragon.
Oh yeah, so that's I haven't watched it yet, so that'll have to be next time we catch up.
Well,
Um,
I know you mentioned the difference between House of the Dragon because that first
and
episode, folks. One, if you have not watched it, stay off the internet. It will spoil the episode for you. I nearly got something spoiled for me, and I read the book, but I nearly had something from the episode spoiled for me, and I had to just avoid it. Luckily, it was not an entire. It wasn't too game changing for me, but stay off the internet. But I mentioned before we, go off the air. You mentioned the difference between going from a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms to House of the Dragons
hmm,
because that first episode is literally a movie. It's like an hour and a half to 2 hours long, and it is phenomenal. Um, but you mentioned the intimacy of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms compared to the cinema of,
the
uh,
scope
yeah,
really.
Scope. That's a good one of Hot D. If you
Hot
want to
D. This dude, Hot D.
Hot D. It's had to, like we didn't touch on Hot D. Pause. Like I'm a 5-year old.
It's just like, oh yeah, and I'm excited for House of the Dragons. It's the kind of honestly the best of both worlds. I've got my small scale intimacy with Knight of Seven Kingdoms, and just my bro show, and then I have like this huge political opera, which honestly is what Game of Thrones was because it had moments of such intimacy and quietness. John, I think back to like first season of Eddard Stark and Robert riding down to Winterfell and having like the discussion of Neddard's like bastard son, and now having the context later of like he's literally dancing around his best friend in the entire world who had like a legitimate like moment of like you would never cheat on her. Who was the girl?
Yeah,
Like Jon Snow, sorry, spoiler, was literally this close to being flayed for being a Targaryen
yeah,
because a good friend was like, you would never cheat. There she had to have been an amazing woman for you to break your oath. And he's like, she was, referencing his own sister, whose son that she is now protecting. Um, when he's
and he was not
leaving,
touching
yeah,
because he wasn't doing the whole Targaryen thing.
which was an insane juxtaposition from the golden-haired bastards, literally that were running around.
There's
Um,
also an insane juxtaposition for Hot D, but you'll get that one when you watch the episode.
yeah, so it's one where I am happy with the spin-offs because while it is not nothing will take the place of like 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2017 of like the entire planet watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Um, House of the Dragon can get close sometimes. You can kind of get that feeling with Night of Seven Kingdoms, but like with social media and people reacting, it's like it was completely different 10 years ago.
yeah,
Like just completely like everyone was ready at 10 9 10 o'clock and it was go time, and and then everyone was trying to like figure out what life meant after like the invasion of Harrenhal, things and stuff like that. So
So here's a crazy thing to give people some context. I ended up, my sister and I ended up both
and Sweden
catching.
just scored. Fuck.
Yeah, sorry. I'm like still behind, but my sister and I both ended up catching the same part of Game of Thrones. And spoiler alert, somebody gets a golden crown that he wasn't expecting to get very early, and it killed him. We both caught that scene, and we're like, "Oh, what is this?" So we ended up watching it together, and we ended up getting hooked. So we're like, "Yo, what?" And like, so when somebody loses their head at the end of season one, it was like, "Oh, this they play for keeps in this show. Seriously, this is like
Because you think
so.
like,
Let's
no, he's not gonna die. Someone's gonna come save him.
like they ride in like last minute, like somebody's gonna. Oh, his head is now on the ground. Okay, so that's what really got us hooked. Season two, at the end, when I thought two brothers were killed by a good friend, I said, "Let me read these books because they're not going to keep playing my emotions out. I need to know what's coming." But season three, there's a really, really red wedding that occurs, and my mother, like, let me get some perspective. My mother comes to me and says, "What is this Game of Thrones thing?" Because everybody was talking about this wedding at work. And then she gets into it. So now we're watching Tyrion's trial with Oberyn in the mountain.
Some of the best, some of the best just moments in just cinema was Tyrion. I will
Absolutely.
not give my life for that bastard. It's like, oh, okay.
There's, I am still traumatized by that trial. I couldn't sleep that night. And this is like, that's is cinema. That was Game of Thrones 10 years ago. House of the Dragon has had its moments, but again, you can't have a phone. You can't have social media. You can't have friends. Some friends are like me and they might spoil things. Like I almost did One Piece for DB. He's not letting me leave it down, so I have to bring it up myself now.
There you go.
It, I can take the accountability, folks. Anyway, you can't have social media, your phone, your friends, whatever, will almost spoil these moments for you. I have been doing my best not to say anything that is too um, revealing of this episode for DB. But the episode was amazing. It was cinema. It was almost 2 hours. It was like an hour and a half to almost 2 hours for a season opener, and it was amazing. But peak Game of Thrones, if you could take me back 10, 12 years, man, there was nothing like it. Um, no, I don't think there will ever be another show. And I watch The Witcher. I love The Witcher.
The
Um,
first season of Last of Us got pretty close.
yeah,
It
and
got
I know
pretty
a lot of people
close.
swore by that. I have not jumped on The Last of Us bandwagon yet, but I don't think there's been a show, and I don't know if there will be. I mean, they're trying with House of the Dragon, but I don't think
Honestly,
they'll. So,
honestly, I
I mean,
think they could if they went if they went the full HBO route with Harry Potter, I could see that being one of them
oh,
where
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it could be a cultural sensation. If they went full J.K. Rowling like gothic horror at sometimes craziness, yeah, I can definitely, especially with like it's HBO, so people get like they getting down to Hogwarts. Like if Cedric Diggory was the playboy that he was, we gonna be seeing it. So
I hope not, 'cause they're still in high school, basically. I can't.
fine, the
Yeah.
teacher's that. Then you're seeing a lot of Dumbledore slinging his ass.
Oh God, McGonagall pegging him or something. Um,
No, because No, Dumbledore's gay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What's
He's integral and
his what's his boyfriend's name?
Grindelwald.
Yeah, Grindelwald. Grindelwald.
Grindelwald was in
You
jail
just see
for
like
like
Grindelwald like come and just smack him on the butt.
he like makes his not Dementor, his Bogart Grindelwald, and it's just like spanking him or something. Oh
Hmm.
God, we have to watch
Yeah. So HBO
Old
is
Man.
gonna. It'll be. I'm very interested because if HBO goes full HBO with it, and gives it the game, not goes tries to make Harry Potter into Game of Thrones, but makes it into a full lived world
Experience.
and
Yeah,
experience. There you go.
yeah. I think they can do it. I think they can do it. I mean, Harry Potter was not always as graphic as Game of Thrones, but there were some moments that have really hook you. Especially once we get to book seven, and if that's season seven, they do it season by book by season. Um, book seven, there were some scenes I reread. So I read the last two books in one day apiece. Book six, I literally only left my bedroom to get some food and use the bathroom. And I was up from sunup to sunup reading that book. Same with book seven while working like 70 hours in 1 week. And I was just coming out of high school at that point. So child labor laws just not matter to me when it came to getting back. But yeah, if you really like tap into some of those moments, the movies tried, but I don't think they really once they just started going with like a darker color palette and sound or score or whatever musical score, I just felt like they kind of lost some of the nuance of the books. Um,
That's
if
fair.
you if you stay honest with the book material and kind of let these characters breathe a little bit, you got some gold there.
And that's where I'm interested in how the experience can really open a lot. Because I think if they do it right, there's going to be a resurgence on Harry Potter like we've never seen, and
I mean,
it's gonna be happening during the winter holiday where everyone's literally captured it inside. So it's gonna be people are gonna be watching it. They're gonna be talking about it. It's gonna be
it
it.
might make you forget that J.K. Rowling's a turf. Um, Yeah, I mean, this is separating the art from the artist, folks. I love Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling is a person with some views I don't agree with.
Oh yeah.
Um, but I agree with you because you made a point. I'm literally forgot it because I just was talking crap about J.K. But yeah, I lost it. It's 8:30. So yeah, but I mean, even just using Quidditch, if you can kind of tap into the sports aspect of it too, that'd be great. But I mean, I think there's just so much to kind of Harry Potter's a rich world, so I think there's a lot to kind of unpack there and just really invest the fans in. And like you said, there'd be a resurgence. That's what I want to say. If you think about like Percy Jackson, when they did that as a TV show, I there were some students at the university you and I worked at who were like, "Oh, I love Percy Jackson, and I'm reading this book." And I'm like, "Percy Jackson was out when I was a kid. Why are you just not reading?" Like, "Oh, it's a thing again." Okay, cool. You do that with one of actually the most popular book series to ever sell. Does not call it the Bible, and you pretty much have go for the next decade, or at least worth of material. So um, yeah, I think I'm in agreement with you. I think Harry Potter can be that next Game of Thrones for this generation.
Hmm. Everyone watch it. Everyone was like ready for that episode from day one. Because I remember that with like Last of Us, it got to be there. Um, and then the second season hit, and it really wasn't like that. And it really didn't have that initial spark that the first season did. So we'll see. Hopefully, there'll be more zombies in the second season. Um,
Hopefully,
that was a very sports intensive one. There's no One Piece, or I haven't watched anime, so I have nothing to report on that end. So
I don't think we could even manage to squeeze that in. Kagurabachi was fire as usual, but I can touch base on that next episode. Um, DB is having a party. I'm looking to attend this Saturday, and there will be some hot D there and probably Matt Damon. So we will keep you updated. Um, Matt Damon is a real menace at his parties. It's a thing. You'll have to,
It's a thing.
yeah, you'll have to. If you were cool, we can explain it to you. But join the comments, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And maybe you'll learn the secret of Matt Damon at DB's parties, menacing the folks as we all watch some hot D. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for another great episode. We are gonna uh, clock out, so to speak. It's after 5:01, obviously. DB has his Japanese beer. We have Japan on the screen against Sweden, and it's 1-1, and we're gonna watch some football tonight. So as always, make sure you like, subscribe, share, join the conversation with the Devil's Advocate, and remember, keep it respectful because the kitchen's always open. Later, Space Cowboys.
Stay reckless, y'all.